It started with a virus. Not the kind that spreads through people, the kind that melts centrifuges. Then came the sabotage. Then the assassinations. All without a single war declared. The US didn't just try to stop Iran's nuclear program, it helped hunt it. Behind closed doors and classified cables, the United States has waged a stealth campaign against Iran's nuclear ambitions. One hack, one spy, and one target at a time. And here's the twist. Washington never took credit, but they never walked away either. Here's the irony no one talks about. The US actually helped Iran start its nuclear program. In 1957, as part of the Atoms for Peace initiative, America gifted Iran its first research reactor. Fast forward to 1979. The Islamic Revolution kicks out the Shah. Suddenly, that peaceful nuclear dream? It's a red flag. Iran becomes the enemy, and its nuclear ambitions become a top-tier US intelligence priority. In 2010, Iranian engineers noticed something weird. Centrifuges at their underground Natanz enrichment facility, spinning too fast, then too slow. Then they started breaking down. Security systems showed no intrusion, no bombs, no saboteurs. What they had was Stuxnet. The virus wasn't designed to steal, it was designed to destroy. And it was built jointly by the United States and Israel. Former NSA Director General Michael Hayden said, "Somebody crossed the Rubicon." And frankly, that's okay. Experts say it was the first cyber weapon in history to cause physical destruction. Iran's progress was delayed by at least 18 months, without a single boot on the ground. But that wasn't the last move. It was the first punch. Stuxnet wasn't a one-off. It was just part of a classified operation called Olympic Games, greenlit by President George W. Bush and accelerated by President Obama. U.S. cyber teams, alongside Unit 8200 in Israel, launched wave after wave of cyber intrusions. Mission: disable Iran's enrichment capabilities without triggering a war. And for years, it worked. Natanz was burning through equipment. Iran was confused, paranoid, even purging scientists they suspected of working with the CIA, and nobody ever claimed it, until 2012, when leaks blew the lid off. David Sanger's bombshell NYT report exposed Olympic Games, linking the US directly to cyber attacks on Iran, and yet, no apologies. No denials either. Yes, we did it. No, we're not sorry. By 2010, the US realized code alone wasn't enough, so it did what it's always done. It turned to intelligence, covert ops, human assets. Between 2010 and 2012, 5 Iranian nuclear scientists were killed. One was gunned down in traffic, another blown up by a magnetic bomb slapped onto his car. Iran blamed Israel's Mossad. But US officials, anonymously, admitted the intelligence trail often passed through Washington. January 3, 2020, Baghdad Airport. Boom. Iran's top general, Qasem Soleimani, is turned to ashes by a US MQ-9 Reaper drone. Trump said at his rally, "We took out the world's #1 terrorist." Soleimani wasn't just any general. He was head of the Quds Force and a major figure in Iran's foreign and nuclear policy. And while he wasn't working in a lab, his death sent a clear message. We're watching everyone. No one's off limits. Iran didn't sit quietly. Its cyber army hit back, hard. They launched attacks on US financial systems, tried breaching water treatment plants in Israel, and even paralyzed government services in Albania. According to an expert, Iran learned from Stuxnet. They built their own tools. They become a legitimate cyber power. But here's the dark irony. Every time Iran retaliated, it gave Washington more justification to hit harder. usually in silence. In early 2018, Israeli agents pulled off a wild mission. They broke into a warehouse in Tehran and stole half a ton of documents outlining Iran's nuclear plans. The operation was Israeli-run, but US-backed. Iran lied. Big time. The documents proved what many in US intelligence suspected. Iran had made serious weapons-related designs long before 2003. This haul gave the US everything it needed to reimpose pressure and kill the Iran nuclear deal. In May 2018, Trump pulled the US out of the Iran nuclear deal. Then came maximum pressure, a campaign of economic strangulation, and renewed sabotage. Between 2019 and 2021, at least 4 major incidents hit Iranian nuclear infrastructure. Power grid failure at Natanz, explosions at centrifuge halls, fires at the Karaj facility, alleged drone strikes on warehouses holding uranium components. Officially, the US never took credit. Unofficially, defense officials told reporters they were aware and supportive. Translation: we helped, but you didn't hear it from us. When Biden entered office in 2021, he tried to revive diplomacy, but the shadow war didn't stop. In fact, the attacks escalated. IRGC generals were targeted, nuclear progress was mysteriously halted, sabotage still struck under Biden's watch. Washington talks peace with one hand and disrupts enrichment with the other. That's the dual strategy. Diplomacy on camera, cyber war backstage. As of 2025, Iran is closer than ever to weapons-grade enrichment. US cyber teams remain on high alert, Israeli intel remains aggressive, and drones both sides buzz the skies like hornets. And let's be honest, if Iran builds a bomb, it'll trigger one of two things: a US-Israeli airstrike or a region-wide war. The US has never dropped a bomb on Natanz, never launched a missile at Fordo, never admitted to helping kill scientists in Tehran. But if you follow the evidence, if you trace the cables, the malware, the briefings, the silence, it's clear. The US has already attacked Iran's nuclear program, over and over again, just not the way we usually define attack. And maybe that's what war looks like now. Cyber weapons, black ops, political theater. This is what the new battlefield looks like. Iran's nuclear race isn't over. Neither is the US mission to stop it. What happens next? That's the million-dollar question. Leave your thoughts in the comments. Was the US justified, or did we cross a line? Subscribe for more deep dives into covert wars, real power, and the stories hiding behind the headlines.